Hello, welcome back to Shadows and Ox for Call of Cthulhu. I'm not muted, right? Okay, good. I'm not muted. Um, Tonight is session 7. I had to think about that for a second. I think tonight is session 7, right? Yeah, tonight's session 7. But it is a continuation of last session, so I'm just calling it Identity Part 2. I am Elizabeth or Isabeth. I am the keeper for this tale. We are gonna go around the room or I guess monitor. We're gonna go around the monitor and introduce ourselves. And then we will get into the game. So as always, I'm gonna go as I see it. Actually, I'm gonna go the opposite way this time. So
No.
Teslin.
Okay. Uh, Teslan Kieran Hawk, also Tom Augustine. I actually am streaming this week. Do a lot of streaming on here. In fact, I'm going to be on 3 straight days. Tonight on this show, tomorrow night at 9 p.m. on another Call of Cthulhu game that the guy
Mm-hmm.
uh, next to me is jamming.
Yep.
And
It'll be interesting.
yes. And on Tuesday, we're gonna be playing Shadow Room with the guy up. Um going to be there. Where we're going to have some fun in New Orleans. Uh,
Ooh.
if you're at Origins in a couple weeks, you can also come to the Shadowrun room and also play some Shadowrun on New Orleans with us. And let's see, I get to take Wednesday night off, but Thursday night I'm back over on Gen Con TV, where um, I am continuing to play and continuing to run Shadowrun uh, with some players who I'm currently torturing by taking all of their stuff and making them forget who they are for a while. I can't imagine where I picked up that idea from.
Hmm. Yeah, I think amnesia and torture seems to be a regular theme so far.
Yeah, so far.
Welcome to Shadows of Nox.
Yeah.
Amnesia and
Yes.
But tonight I am playing a new character, a private investigator, soldier of fortune, by the name of
Ooh.
Theodorus Zamis, or Theo for short, because that's just too many damn sentences, too many damn syllables. Almost had it. Cool. All right, so if we're going backwards, then the next one will be Roadkill, I think. Andrew.
All right. Yeah, I am Andrew Bryant. As he mentioned, I also go by Roadkill in various nerd circles. The character that I'm playing tonight is Michael Dotson. Same character I've been playing on here since the beginning. We'll see how much longer he lasts. But for those listeners or viewers that don't know, he is a current master's student trying to become a parapsychologist, which isn't exactly a master's program right now. So he's going to school for psychology, photography, and neuroscience, essentially. A little bit of physics sprinkled in. He's trying way too much right now in school, but now he's roped into the craziness of this little adventure that we're all on,
Yeah, because he doesn't
dealing
show
with
up a little bit
Ron
crazy.
Tagath
Yeah.
and a bunch of cult stuff. It's good times. Other than that, for this game, as Teslin mentioned, I will be running a Call of Cthulhu game starting tomorrow night. We're doing that as our little holdover story in between sessions of, or seasons, I should say, of Dresden, and I'm looking forward to it. It'll be set rather than in England like this one. That one will be set in America during the mid 1940s. So right at the end of World War II and technically before the Cold War starts, but it's going to have some nice espionage elements in it, so should be fun. Yeah, that's me. So next would be John, then, right? If that's the order
That
we're
is
going in.
right. Yep.
All right.
Hello, everyone. I'm the absolutely sane and completely normal Abernath Quinn. I I have
You
not
lie to our
committed
people.
arson. I have not committed arson twice in the past 24 hours. I definitely didn't smother a person who betrayed me, and I definitely don't have anything planned for while we're on this boat. Everything is completely fine. And that is the mantra of which I live my life. Everything is going super swell. Outside of this game, I am John McDonald. I am your GM on Wednesday nights for Power Rangers Centurion, which has some cool stuff coming up that Isabeth is going to talk about. And I am also the GM for the Power Rangers podcast, Sentinels of Senior Year. And becoming Mighty and Morphin, and then after Sentinels Senior Season 3 will be released, you're going to want to make sure to keep an eyeball on our YouTube page for Shadows of Nox, because the Term Paper Trilogy will be coming out soon on some Wednesday to come. And that's a really fun segue into the second half of Season 2, where you'll find out more about what happened to Quincy, who is the character that is the misnamed version of Quentin that Leia McKenzie got to witness just a glimpse of their story, which is super exciting for me, and everybody else hates me a little bit more now, but it's okay. Because again, as I've stated, I am very sane in this game, and I'm very excited about our uneventful cruise, much like those who went on Gilligan's Island. Um, you should also keep an eyeball out on our Shadows of Nox Discord if you haven't joined. Please do. I'm gonna have there are a couple casting calls right now. There's more to come. I'm gonna be having a casting call go up soon for a summer program I'm doing with the Kids on Bike system called Summer School, where you might get to fight a zombie or two, or become a zombie yourself if you're not quick enough. So keep an eyeball out for that. Please join us here at the Shadows of Nox for all of your spooky, fun, uh, wild fantasy work. If you're not following our social media, I posted a question yesterday because I'm the social media manager. I don't know why, but I am. And I would love to know who your favorite queer character is in horror and sci-fi, because as a queer person, a lot of villains are queer coded. But who is your actual favorite queer character in horror and sci-fi? So join us on our Mastodon, on our Blue Sky, on our Instagram, and let me know. Hit me up. Become part of the conversation, because it's not just a lifestyle; it's also a community. And also, I can't see the Twitch, so I have no idea who I'm supposed to intro. But
No,
whoever they
no
are,
worries.
they're amazing, and that's the important thing. Also,
Yeah, I don't know
again,
if we're going
I'm
possible
completely
for rep round
sane.
anyways.
I'm completely sane, and everything is going to be just
Katie, can you
fine.
please start talking?
Definitely.
Yeah, I was gonna say on
You know,
that
only
note.
those people that
John
say they're
claiming
sane
that
are
it's a
insane.
community and then
But,
claiming he's sane. Don't lie to our
Hi,
community.
I'm Katie. I'm Dungeon Mistress Katie. I too am queer and I am here and everywhere. And yeah, so I am here on both Wednesdays and Sundays, like every other Wednesday and then Sundays, where I play Yellow Power Ranger that John gets to traumatize. It's fine. Um, and then on Tuesdays and where the hell Saturdays? Yeah, Tuesdays and Saturdays I'm over on D and Denial, playing D&D and Shadowrun. And I will soon be debuting my very own TTRPG at Gen Con.
Woo!
And also possibly on here and also possibly on D and Denial. We're in talks. We're having conversations, but definitely at Gen Con that's happening. So it's exciting, and also in 2 live plays at Gen Con as well. So if you want to see me play live and you're at Gen Con, go ahead and look up D in Denial, and you can see our 2, I think, Saving Adromia and Voldemir's Vice, I think is what they're called. But yeah, so just look up D in Denial and you can find that information, and it's really exciting. My table is booked, or I would say come play with me, but there are 8 people already playing with me. So it's very exciting. And if I'm not here, I'm probably singing or in plays or taking my clothes off or whatever, or all of the above. Depends on the day.
yeah.
Sometimes I do 2 or the 3 of the things at the same time. But yeah, so that's
Oh.
me. And I'm assuming probably Lottie.
Lottie. Yep.
Yeah.
That's me. It's me, Lottie Alla West. You can catch me on socials at Lottie Alla West on all major social media platforms. You can catch me here in the podcast for Power Rangers, where I play Cecily Adwell, who is a Rennie nerd with chickens, who's a Blue Ranger, and she's a little weird, but we love her. And then I'm also going to be in Being Villainous, where I am a cute little goblin. That's going to be fun. Am I allowed to talk about that? I don't know. Yeah, okay. I don't know anything. It's I'm like drinking a energy drink at 8:30 at night here, so we'll see how it goes. What else do I do? Oh, if you are interested ever in like coming to play games with me, because I do a lot of LARPs and I'm on staff for LARPs, play LARPs, you can check out my social media. I'm pretty involved right now with Grimoire Productions. I know that we're going to be doing something called Hawkins next year, which is going to be kind of like a kids on bikes themed LARP. So if you're into that, I'll probably have a gigantic wig. It's going to be great. And then I'm also the social media coordinator and marketing director for BCon, which is a Midwestern LARP convention happening in late September here in the Chicagoland area. If you're curious about LARP, you want to dip your toe in, you want to give it a shot, it's a great place to do it because it's a really safe space where there's a lot of quicker games and pre-written character sheets where you don't really have to stress about creating a character or costuming as much. We have an incredible team of people, and I've actually submitted my first LARP for this specific thing. So if it gets accepted, it's a really cool, cozy ghost story LARP called Whispering Pages, and it's very gay because it's Pride Month. I gotta let you know that it's very gay. And
Contractually obligated to let us know if it's very gay.
it's
That's how it
super,
works.
super gay. There's a gay nun. There's just some gays. There's all kinds of stuff. So if you're into that, come and check out my stuff. I'm really excited, and I really, really want people to play that game because I think it's going to be really fun, and you're probably going to cry in a good way. Because it's like good, sad. I don't know. And here I play the Australian archaeologist, Dr. Priscilla Ben, and I am excited to get going. And we're going to be chugging towards my home continent, so that's going to be very excited. Yeah, that's all.
And Joe.
Hi, my name is Joe, also known as Clockwork Tuba. You can find me on Twitch or YouTube under the same name. I can all blah 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 words. I had everything planned and then it all went out of my head. I would usually play cozy games or RPGs on my channel, including the Warren Guard. We got to play Dragon Riders, or I got to run it with Dragon Riders with Elizabeth, which was a lot of fun, and that game's amazing, and also very queer because again, it is Pride Month. The writer of Warren Guard sized dragons to the size of her Subaru. It is the gayest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, and it is fantastic. Besides that, I also have a writing credit on the Subversion RPG that should be coming out relatively soon. I highly recommend everyone play that because it's absolutely amazing and very much about. It's like Shadowrun with an emphasis on community. So basically, Shadowrun, but you have to explain to the people that trust you what you did while you were out on the run when you come home, and all the joys and pitfalls that come from that. As for Shadows of Nox, I am here on this game. I'm also playing in the game, as Tesla mentioned, on Tuesday. I don't think they've realized yet that basically every time they put out a casting call on the Discord, I am just going to keep on clicking all the buttons until I'm in more things, because they can't get rid of me. They're stuck with me now until they kick me out of the Discord. Because, hey, it's fun to play and they're amazing people. So join the Discord, is what I'm saying. For this game, I play the Man Mountain, the misshapen Man Mountain that is Barrett Fredericks, who is a sailor who just wants to help people and has no secrets, and seems to be the only one, at least, who has no secrets of the rest of the group, and has a weird, trusting friendship with Abernath that certainly is not going to get him killed or even more disfigured.
And weirdly
Concept.
enough, saves Charlie from her own self-destruction.
His,
Often.
his goal is stop everyone from hurting themselves and save the day. Eventually, we'll get there.
I feel like there's going to be a point where you just like pick Charlie up and move her out of the situation, like physically pop her in someplace
If
else. That feels
I have
right.
been tempted multiple times, but they would probably get stabbed.
You might.
It's
You might.
been warning about, will this get me stabbed if I do it?
Speaking of getting stabbed,
Hey.
our content warnings for tonight, same as they always are: blood, gore, human sacrifices, hearing
Potential
voices, seeing
stabbings.
visions. What? Being
Potential
stabbed.
stabbings. Yeah.
Potential stabbings, absolutely.
I haven't
Arson.
stabbed anyone
I
yet.
feel like I need to add arson to this list, so I'm going to add arson
Yeah.
to this
Yeah.
list.
Why is
Would-
everyone looking at me?
Can we just add Abernath to the list? Is that a clear enough
Yeah,
content
that
warning?
should
Maybe,
be.
yeah.
That'd be
Yeah,
okay.
At least
around
until
yeah.
I become Babernath, who will be the character after Abernath has died.
Occult practices, so spells, magic rituals, amnesia, being eaten alive, betrayal. I think that's it for tonight.
Ugh.
Actually,
So far.
Well, hold on.
You
If
never
we're
know
getting
what
to
the
the
fuck we're
boat,
gonna
potential
come up with.
drowning, because
Didn't
of the
we
boat.
used to have cannibalism in the content warning?
okay, so I'll add that potential drowning, maybe. But yeah, those are our content warnings for tonight. I'm gonna go through a quick recap. Words. Oh my god. A quick recap from last session because this is picking up where we left off. So last session, we started with the group getting to the Mullins house. There were some very nosy neighbors outside, but nobody really stopped. Nobody stopped them from going up to the house. The house itself was dark and quiet. So, they did what anybody would do and just let themselves in. The house was very neat and clean. There were no personal items, so there were no pictures on the walls. The house was very normal for the most part. Upstairs, it looked like a sleepover was going on. There was blankets. You could see multiple people were sleeping on the floors upstairs. Barrett found a journal,
That's
which
what
kind
Barrett
of
does.
that is what Barrett does. Which basically, kind of chronicled this person's journey in this, for lack of a better word, cult. They found a bunker downstairs, or a little basement, and that's where all of the weird was. There was a ritual circle drawn in blood. There was an altar down there that Priscilla recognized from her vision that she had the very first session. The missing molds from the museum were there. They found a book, but it was like a bad copy of a bad copy of a really, really rare book. And as you guys were exiting, you noticed that there was a badly beaten man leaning up against your car. And for reasons, I'm just going to say you guys are driving a station wagon. Just for
Sure.
reasons.
Yeah. Was it still Ollie's?
Yep, it's still Ollie's call. All
So
I thought
Ollie's
was getting
station
more.
wagon that
Yeah, it is.
slightly
Yeah, I'm just gonna
modified
say it's
just because of
yeah,
Barrett.
I'm gonna go
Pour
with
out
station
a
wagon because
pour
it's
out
gonna
one
make it
for
easier.
Ollie.
That is
I
fine.
can't believe his own
Uh,
cult killed him. So sad.
That is,
He
I
should have
do
betrayed
actually
them.
have a question
Yeah.
for you, Abernath. Um,
Yes,
Ollie was mentioned in the journal as Brother Ollie and being a part of
it's
this.
true.
So how did you feel when you heard that?
Heartbroken. Just heartbroken. He was my friend. We were roommates. We worked in the same establishment. We didn't
They
make a
were
ton of money,
roommates.
but I I feel sad about Ollie, and I feel righteous vengeance um, for him. And whoever murdered him, I will perform righteous vengeance upon them. Yes, that seems like the correct thing to feel.
Fair enough.
Righteous
I
vengeance.
as you're approaching the gentleman in the car, because that's where we ended with you guys seeing this badly beaten man holding a duffel bag leaning up against your car.
I will say
As
this real quick for those of
Mhm.
you playing along at home who do not know why all of us are face palming and sighing at Abernath describing the righteous vengeance of Ollie. If you go to youtube.com/@shadows of Nox, you can find the past episodes and you can find out exactly what happened to Ollie and
That's so
why
sad.
he's
I
not
can't
trusted as
believe
a
I
person
found him.
anymore.
Indeed.
I
Oh.
can't believe I
Um,
found him.
Yeah, I
It was just
can't believe
so
you found
as,
him under the pillow you were holding
yeah,
over his face
I
either.
know, right?
so sad.
As you guys are approaching this gentleman, um, Charlie, you recognize him. He is you. I won't say you recognize him. He is very familiar to you, and you know that you know him, but you can't quite. You don't know where. So Teslin, as they're approaching, please describe your character. What are they seeing?
Um, you can clearly see that he's got a lot of bruises on his face. It looks like he's been clean. Looks like he's been cleaned up afterwards. Um, it is a clean shirt, but the pants are definitely kind of scuffed up. Um, looks like he, you know, they're for men, the restorative powers of a clean shirt are generally negated. They can basically heal a man up. So it's clear that he used those and put on a clean shirt. Uh, he's leaning back with a cocky grin on his face. He's a little bit taller than average. Probably swimmer's build. Uh, about in his mid 20s, and he's looking right at Charlie, and he says, "Do you remember me yet, Dollface?"
Mm,
Um, you're gonna have to give me more than that, and also maybe don't call me Dollface.
Well, okay, that's a start. You at least that's a start. You at least remember. That's how
I
you
mean,
always
I
react when
just
I always react when I call you that.
well, sure. Generally, when a man calls me Dollface and I don't know him, I don't remember you. I
uh,
just remember that you look familiar, but I don't.
you hired me.
Can you give me more than that?
Sure. A couple weeks ago, when the good doctor uh, contacted you, he you were a little concerned, so you reached out to me. You've used me in the past to help verify stories when you needed a PI's help, and I've reached out to you in the past when I needed a different perspective on a scene, uh,
Okay.
or just wanted you to work your way into a situation like you managed to do. Um, anyways, you asked me to keep an eye on him, and I was doing so. Right up until the night where you got all dolled up. A nice dress, by the way. Was shocked to see you in it. Um, but right up till that night, when the good doctor had some goons try to waylay me. Apparently, he was better at picking up tails than I took him for. Um,
Well, I can assure you he was not picking me up.
no, I know he wasn't picking you up, but he was good at picking up tails, my tail. I was tailing him, and he
That
picked
kind
up
of tail.
that.
Sorry.
Okay, you're Charlie. Yes, you're yeah, that's Charlie. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're getting back to normal. Um, then his goons were better than average. I didn't come out of this very well.
Clearly.
I, you can see from the stuff, but I definitely have was able to find proof that there was something hinky with the doctor. Um, and
What's in the bag you just tossed down?
the money he was bringing to pay for the boat.
This is Gwit. He's talking about Gwit. And I turn to Charlie.
Yeah. What
mm.
what about Dr. Gouet?
He was no good.
No good at what?
He was running a con on you guys. He was
Uh,
working for the other side.
oh. Oh.
It's in
He was
the
with
cults.
these. Gotcha.
Was he the Fredo that we don't?
So, does this mean the cult is funding our trip?
I mean, it'd be funny if it was.
Well, I mean, Gewit's still funding the trip. At least as long as, well, yeah, Gewit's still funding the trip because he gave
And
me the
where
bag.
is he now?
Did he give it to you, or was it more of a you obtained the bag from him?
I obtained the bag, and
Gotcha.
where he is now isn't really an issue. He won't be a problem again, and he won't be shooting
All right,
anybody.
so
Seem like
Oh.
semantics to a certain point. Is anybody else feeling that sort of vibe, or am I just in my mind?
Yeah,
um,
I think you're right.
yeah.
Charlie, give me an intelligence roll, please.
Okay.
Pretty sure the doctor was going to fund my master's thesis too. Well, I guess that's
I
the
guess
least
we'll
of my
roll.
worries at this point.
Oh, I always think it's my fucking skills. It's not. I'm just dumb. Clearly, I'm gonna do well on this. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You did do well on that.
I just was like,
Um,
it's a skill, right? No, it's
uh,
not.
54 out of 85, which is
Yep.
a success.
Mhm.
Um, as he's
Ah,
talking,
ignore that.
yeah, no worries. As he's talking and he's telling you all of this, um, you kind of start to remember a little bit. You have this vague memory of um talking to Harold and feeling weird about something that he said. Something he said to you contradicted something else that he had told you previously. And you don't really remember what it was, but you remember feeling suspicious of him. Um, and you kind of remember getting in contact with the PI. Um, you don't remember all of the details yet, and what he's saying is kind of lining up with the memories that you are kind of getting back. Um, and it feels true. Like you do kind of remember going to a PI, and you do kind of know that you trust this person. Like maybe you've worked with this person before, um, and you remember saying, I'm supposed to be working with somebody on a story, but something they're saying isn't feeling right. But I'm not ready to call them on it yet. So can you start digging for me and see what you can find out while I see if I can get him to slip up more.
Okay.
So you do kind of have this feeling of trust with Theo. You recognize him, you know him, and everything that he's saying feels true, and it's starting to jog memories that you did not have before this.
I feel like there are a lot of Theos in the games that I play.
Yeah, isn't the one of the other PIs named Theo?
Actually, yeah.
I mean,
It's
there's a Theo in my Shadowrun too, and I feel like there's another Theo someplace. It's
little
just
known
interesting.
fact. In order to be a
Theo?
PI in London in late 50s, early 60s,
Your name
you
had
have
to
to
be Theo.
legally change your name to Theo.
Yeah.
You also have to do that to be a singing chipmunk.
To be fair, the other Theo was Theodore, not Theodoros.
I will be right back. Keep going without me, and I'll be back in just a minute.
Okay.
I'm going to say, do you intend to betray us, young man?
Oh, God.
There he goes again with a young man thing.
And so it begins.
Ugh.
Yes, I intend to betray you. Is
All right. Well, at least he's honest about it. I say we get going.
What?
Does anybody look in the duffel
What?
bag to
Yes.
Yeah,
Barrett
yeah.
would.
Oh,
see?
That's the one.
There's a little identification tag, maybe. I don't know. It has Harold's initials on it, basically.
Monogram.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Luggage tag, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Is
a
it
very
like a
nice bag. It looks.
luggage tag? Is it like
I'm
a
actually
hand,
gonna say
like
no.
a blood hand?
I was thinking monogram. It is It's not the tag. It's
Oh, okay,
actually
yeah, nice
Yeah.
and fancy, like,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a very nice,
that
very
makes sense.
expensive looking leather. It looks like something that Harold would have carried, and it has his initials embroidered, not embroidered, but it's whatever words on
Right.
it. And when you open it, it is full of money. Like he has basically funded your entire trip with this money.
I'm not going to betray
Does
you.
the
I'm not going to betray
bag?
Charlie.
Does the bag have
Well, I
the
hope
symbol
that ends
on
up
it as
extending to
well?
the rest of us.
Does that bag have what?
The symbol, Gowit's symbol on it as well from the pin.
No.
Okay.
But you only ever saw that, and it was just like a lapel pin,
Mhm.
and that was the only time you would ever seen it. And but he never took it off.
Gotcha.
It was something that that he was always wearing. But you never noticed it on anything else that he owned.
Barrett will scoop it up, walk around the car, and start putting it in the trunk and saying, "There's a lot we have to talk about, but we have to be going. So anyone else have anything they need
Yeah,
to do
time
here?"
is of the essence.
Okay. So, is there anything else anybody wants to do or say in this moment?
Simply be a gentleman and open the doors for the ladies.
Okay. So,
After I looked over my photographs that I developed, did I
Uh-huh.
happen to catch Theo in the background of any of them or anything? Or
would you have been following them, Theo?
As soon as it would have taken me probably half a day to get at least mobile again. But yeah,
Mhm.
I would have been following them, trying to stay nondescript, but the bruises actually make me kind of stand out
Mhm.
a bit.
Then yes, you would have seen him in one or two of the pictures. Maybe
Okay,
not all of
so
them because he's really good at kind of staying back.
right.
But there
Okay,
were,
so I probably recognized him from somewhere. I might not piece it together right now, but yeah.
and it might have been.
Okay.
There were a few times I tried to catch Charlie's eye, but she wasn't ready to remember me yet, obviously, which is
Yeah.
which really hurt my feelings.
So, oh, I know. She just like looked right through you, didn't even recognize you.
I'm sorry. You did a plural there. I'm pretty sure Theo has feeling.
She just
feeling.
has the
Just
one.
one.
She just
Just the
has the
Just
one
the
feeling.
one.
Just the one feeling. Now
Based
I
on the
told the players
bruises, it's
this.
probably pain.
Yeah, that's what that's the feeling is the pain right now. He can't feel anything else yet until that subsides. I told the players before this, I don't typically like to tell them where they're going to be, but I am going to do that now for a reason. So when you guys are going to get into the car, you're getting in the car you're sitting in very particular spots. And I'm doing this for a very particular reason. I promise I'm trying to do this to help you guys out. Charlie, since you weren't here last session, I am saying that you actually drove the group there. So you have the keys, you get into the driver's seat because again, you have the keys. Barrett, you get into the passenger seat.
Oh my god. Sorry,
You have it, you got it like right where you want it. It's
Well,
uncomfortable, but
as a reminder, passenger seats and driver seats are connected in this era. So Barrett is fitting into a car designed for Charlie to be able to drive it. Barrett is having a bad time. TM.
you are, and I apologize, but that's the way it's
fine.
going to be for this.
I'm fine with it being. I'm just saying. I just want the
You're
visual
going to be
image
uncomfortable.
of Barrett being with the legroom of a Charlie-sized seat pull.
Are you sure you want to be the driver, by the way?
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to be.
That's fine. Why? What do you know
between
that I don't
her
know?
and you
No,
guys are the
no,
ones that know
Barrett.
the area the best.
Oh.
No.
Yeah,
We mean
Barrett
the
doesn't have
passenger
to be.
seat.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, no. It's
Is that still the most space for you?
yeah, it's
okay.
better than trying to fit in with the rest of you in the back seat.
That's fair.
And there's no dead body this time.
Glossing over that for a minute. So
Welcome to our group, Theo.
wagon. In the back seat is Priscilla and Abernath. And then because Theo is still very badly, like he was badly beaten, Michael is going to help him into the hatch so he can kind of help doctor him up and just kind of do some
Yeah.
first aid in the hatch.
You want me to do a first aid roll?
Not yet.
Okay.
So everybody's
Hey,
getting into the car.
I feel like this is like a cliffhanger thing that's happening.
No,
I'm getting
hold on,
very
hold on.
I'm
nervous.
being very, very specific for a reason.
True. So before we do this, does anyone want to actually talk to the people around here? I know we kind of glossed it over, but if no one actually wants to talk to the suburbanites, then yes, I think we're moving on to the car. But it's like, we're gonna trigger a cutscene soon. We got to make sure we get everything cleared away before we.
This is very true.
Right, right.
If you guys are going to talk to neighbors, you need to do it now.
The game will not let us load this area again.
Exactly.
No, because the thing I was going to do didn't involve that. So yeah, we should probably just.
I would like to
Okay.
just get boogieing on.
Get moving on.
I'm-
All right.
Get moving on. Okay.
Yeah, I said boogie in because I'm Australian. That's
that's fair.
I don't.
Side note, Lottie, I love your shirt. I'm
thank
a
you.
big old fan of what you're wearing. That makes me happy.
Thanks. Actually, it's my John's, so that's Chunky Love shirt. I stole
You're
it.
just doing all
It
kind of
makes
stuff.
complete sense. So my favorite shirt when I was pregnant
Enemies are nearby.
was my ex-husband's Flash shirt. So just me like waddling around, like not be able to move very fast and wearing a Flash shirt. I love the irony of that.
Yeah.
So many spot hits.
That something I was sending to Isabits. I just had an idea, but I failed so badly. It's not a problem.
Fair. Yes, I was sent something else too that says you cannot rest when enemies are nearby.
Yes. No. Basically.
So, and I'm gonna
Is
say
that why
this
none of us get
again.
to sleep around Abernath?
Probably.
I mean, technically, Michael did that one time. I only like lit a candle to let the bad guys know where we were.
Did I
didn't
really get a
murder him.
chance to sleep much?
No, you didn't.
I don't think I
So
did.
I'm gonna say this again. You guys are in the car. You guys are getting in the car.
Yes.
Getting in the car.
I don't like what you're saying right now. It just
At
makes
the
me
same,
vastly
so this
uncomfortable.
all happens kind of simultaneously. Hold on, where are my notes? So I can to make sure I'm
I
telling
feel
you
like
the
this is a
correct
car
thing.
bomb situation.
So who's sitting where? Michael, as you were pulling the hatch down, and Barrett, as you're kind of closing your door, and Priscilla, you kind of see that too. You kind of see and hear a couple of things simultaneously. You see smoke coming out of the house that you just exited, and in the distance you can hear sirens. So the neighbors have also noticed the smoke and they have called the authorities. So police
Yeah, we
and
should get
I'm
outta
not
here.
done. Oh, I'm not done.
Sorry.
It gets better. Behind you, you see two cars pulling up. One stops around at the corner. So there's like the one car that keeps coming, and then the trailing car stops at the corner. Somebody gets out and runs away, and you don't see where, like, you see them disappear behind some houses and then they're gone. And then the car kind of pulls up a little bit further and then stops. The lead car pulls up, starts rolling up on you. Michael, as you're closing the hatch, you recognize the license plate. It's the car that was outside of the private investigators. Now, you guys have two choices here. The first choice. Oh God, I really just I shouldn't actually do this, but I'm going to because I really want to see what you guys are going to choose to do. You can stay, but if you stay, there are two cars full of cultists. You will die. Well, actually, I won't say you will die. One of three things will happen.
Yeah,
because you also have the
does not
car.
look good
This
for
will be
us.
rough.
And the fact that even if we do stay, by the time we're done with that, the fire department will be here to investigate the burning of a building.
So
it is time
Yeah,
to
what a
go.
strange thing! That building is on fire.
Spontaneous
I
building
mean-
combustion.
Yeah,
One of
it's
three
such a
things is
weird
going to
thing.
happen if you stay. And again, we're doing this by majority. So if the majority of you decide that we're fuck it, we're staying, one of three things will happen. You will be arrested, you
Most
will get
likely.
captured by the cult, or you will die. You cannot get out of this. One of those three things will happen, and you don't know who all is involved in this cult. So even if you get arrested, there's a chance that you may not actually make it to the lockup.
Yeah.
Plus, there's civilians around. So if you stay, there's a chance that the civilians are going to die.
Oh,
Now,
that's so sad.
if you choose to leave, you have a chance to actually get out of the situation. So you guys are already in the car. Charlie is starting the car. Are you staying? And are we going to have a TPK? Or
Fuck your campaign. This day will never end if we all die.
Never getting on the boat. The boat with the boat was our Kaiser Soze. The boat was our Kaiser
so
Soze.
if you go, you will have a car chase, but you will have a chance. And the reason that I put you guys the way that I put you is your stats for driving suck. Like none of you put points at driving.
I can
I'm a
drive just
sailor. I
fine.
spend
Thank
the
you.
I spend majority of my
I
year on a
did
boat.
drive in the war, and I'm not going to start now.
Anyway,
So
I vote go.
okay. So we have one
Yeah,
vote for
no.
no.
My instincts say we got to get the hell out of here.
Okay.
Kidding.
So
that was a
we are peeling off. We're going. As you guys start going, you notice another cultist car pulling up in front of you, like coming in from the opposite direction.
Oh.
So the way we're going to do this car chase is there's going to be a couple of rolls that happen, and this is completely up to you guys how you want to do this. Charlie is going to have to make a drive roll, but before you do that, you have a navigator next to you. So if Barrett, if you want to help, and Charlie, if you will allow the help, if you pass a navigate roll, Charlie, your drive roll, you can make 2 rolls and take the lowest.
Oh, fuck yes. It is time for that to happen.
And if that happens, I'm going to take a second because I need to send you something, Joe. Now, for the first aid roll, if Abernath or Priscilla would like to help Michael patch up your new friend, Michael can do the same thing. You can roll 2.
Michael won't be able to. Michael won't be able to do that. Because as Michael. Well, okay. Let me ask you this question.
Mhm.
It's a station wagon. We're facing out towards the back, right?
Yeah, the 2 of you are in the hatch.
Right, we're in the hatch, so we're facing the backwards. So we're facing backwards.
Yeah.
Okay. I know know what an excellent driver that Charlie is. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. It's safer if I say it that way. I know what an excellent driver Charlie
that
is.
still sounds highly condescending to me.
It was. It was,
Great.
but that's because it was out of character. I can be condescending out of character. Theo knows enough not to be. Theo knows enough not to be condescending in character. Tom does not. Okay. But what what Theo does have is a 38 pistol. So as they get close enough, he plans on just shooting them. And if we leave the hatch open, then I don't have to break the window.
If you leave the hatch open, though, you guys are going to be in a very fastly moving car trying to dodge chasing cars. So you're going to have to do other rolls to make sure you don't
feel
fall
like we
out
should break the window.
The hatch.
It's not like we're going to need this car in a couple hours anyway.
That's fair. Okay,
This-
so
this
so me and Michael
corresponds-
have a quick argument about the thing, and then we
Like, no, close the hatch. Close the hatch.
yeah, you close the hatch.
this will correspond. So I would like to help with the first aid only because I have a question for our new young man. So after driving, then I'll ask the new guy a question because I don't know if you actually introduced yourself or not. So I'm just gonna call you new guy until I figured out if you actually introduced yourself or not.
He did. His name's Theo.
Yeah.
Well, if you were going to start shooting, I will still, if Michael would still like to attempt to patch you up while you're shooting, I'll let him try.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it would be a
I'll at
hard
least
roll.
try. Yeah.
It is a scene from every war movie ever in the back
Mhm.
in the hatch of this truck of
Yeah.
stop firing and stand still so I can patch you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm
At
going to
least don't use both arms when you shoot. Just use one. I'll patch up the other. Come on.
I'm going to use my cane to like tap on the back of the hatch and be like, "Young man, do you have any magic powers?" Because they've proven they have magic powers.
Don't bother listening to Everneth. Just
No, it's a valid question. They have magic powers. So if he has
And
magic
it is
powers, now
valid to
is
ask
the
if the
time
new
to
guy has
tell
magic
us.
powers. That being said, when he does mention that, Barrett will yell back, "If they glow, shoot them first."
Um,
Yep.
Well, that's just
Charlie.
unkind. They've worked hard for that glowing, I'm sure.
oh, jeez. All right.
Um,
Right, so navigate
will
first,
Do you want me to
you?
do my first aid now,
Oh,
or
Yeah,
Charlie
you can
will-
go ahead and do your first aid if you want.
okay.
Charlie, will you allow Barrett to navigate for you and kind of tell you where to turn so that you can just focus on driving?
Yes, with an asterisk.
Okay.
Essentially, and I think he knows better than to do this shit, but if he gets even the slightest bit mansplaining, condescending, backseat drivery, except for the fact that he is allowed to navigate.
The whole car is just
there's
going to
a
be
difference.
filled with arguments.
And
He,
1959 for Charlie's a hard year. Like it's all
she's gonna-
misogyny all the way down to
She won't stab him, but she's definitely gonna like.
The way that I'm picturing this is like you're focused on driving, and he's like, "Okay, a left up here. Okay,
that's
a little bit. Go,
Yeah.
you know, second
That's-
right, make a right. There's gonna, like he's like calling out, like he's not like
that's fine.
now you
That's
turn the
fine.
wheel
That's why I said
towards
he.
the left, right up.
Yeah,
It's
no.
not gonna-
Barrett's
Don't go
having
so
like
fast.
Barrett's having like a Sherlock moment in the sense of in the show Sherlock where they started overimposing like things like the maps and like that's what's going on in Barrett's head as he is like because he's been the one that's generally been driving around the past couple of days with you guys. So he's like mapping out London in his head as he's trying to like figure out like routes and like dead ends and things.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Yes. No.
give me the navigate roll, please. Give me a hard first aid roll, but do 2 and take the lowest, and then give me your shooting out the window, please.
Job is a good one. That's success
Okay.
on the navigate roll.
And for the roll, I click hard on the roll options at the top of the sheet.
Yes.
And you're there. Awesome.
And no, Katie, or sorry, for Katie, Charlie, whatever. It is Barrett is not mansplaining, but Barrett has gone full sailor on you and is screaming like hard to port. What left?
Why is it?
Okay.
Oh, right, hard
Oh,
because
that's hot.
it's half.
So, I'd be doing a
However-
drive auto roll.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Yeah.
And
Do I
then roll
do it-
twice and take the lower.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend luck, by the way.
Okay.
Well, I think that's probably yeah. So 13 out of 20.
Okay. And now I will say this. And you actually
my
you
God.
passed your roll, so it's cool.
Oh,
Um,
I'm supposed to roll that. All right.
In
My
this
computer's been
moment, for
hypersensitive
the
lately.
car chase, I know you passed, but in case there's any other rules, a failure does not necessarily mean an actual failure. It just may mean that there's a consequence at
Mhm.
some point during this. So don't think that like, oh my god, I fumbled this roll, we're gonna like die. That
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm buying a success
Okay.
using
So-
the 56 and
So yeah,
Yeah.
like Barrett is full on sailor mode at this point. So it's like hard to port. What left? Left. Right. Through this okay, this intersection and then he goes hard to put stop. Starboard. Right. Go, 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 go. And then
Sailor.
he's going to put like one hand on like I'd say Charlie's shoulder, but it's like full on things and just like leaning over, pointing with
It's
hers.
what?
To, like
It's-
sorry, instead of one shoulder, it's both shoulders. That's what I meant, not things. I realized the word came out afterwards.
I was like, where are you
Um,
putting those hands, sir?
But it's the sense of he meant to put one hand on your shoulder, but your shoulders are like the size of one of his hands, so it's kind of like compensating. Like he's mantling you with his hand is like covering both shoulders at the same time, and like he
You're not
leans
making this
over,
better.
I mean,
points. Yeah, no words that are coming out of my mouth are good at this point, and points at the train tracks that are up ahead,
Mhm.
and is like, "We can make it, can we?"
maybe
So
if
you do see the train tracks up ahead, and you see a train coming.
I would like to point out that you don't have to touch me to make this work.
My apologies. Can we make it? And I will let
Yeah.
go.
I cannot believe you've known her how long, and you should know by now not to touch her.
I
Just
feel like
focus on
that's just-
shooting.
What were you aiming at, by the way?
I've known her for 3 days. Get fucked.
It's a really long 3 days, but it has been 3
known
days.
him for
Very
3
long
minutes.
3 days.
What were you aiming at, by the way? Were you aiming at a tire? Were you aiming at the driver?
No, I would have gone.
Tire
I would
is
have gone
fine.
for a tire.
Okay, yeah,
Mm.
you hit it. The first car, the tire pops and they like swerve. But there are 2 more cars coming.
Yep.
Um,
I got
as you're shooting, are you going for the train tracks? You are? Okay. So as you're kind of like speeding up and you're trying to kind of beat the train, what are you saying to everybody in the back as you're like getting ready to like the train is right there, you're trying to time it right so you don't like die and kill everybody. What are you saying as you're doing this, Charlie?
do 2 things for me. Shut the fuck up and hold on tight.
Wait, what?
As Charlie, kind of yells this back to all of you, you notice, you can hear the train. What is everybody else doing in this moment when they realize that Charlie is trying to beat the train while you not only now have 2 cars still following you, but the first car kind of, lost control and crashed, and there's cop cars coming behind them.
Please make that train. Please make
So
that train.
how are you guys feeling? What are you guys doing? What are you what are you thinking?
Thinking
oh,
this
I
is
don't
not
like
how I
that.
pictured my weekend.
I don't like that laugh, but
Yeah.
There's definitely the freeze frame of all of us like screaming in various things, and it's the narration of.
I feel like
I guess you want to
Abernathy
guess
is
how we
doing
got
that
here.
laugh while we're driving. Like he's just getting a kick out of this whole
like,
situation.
he's like,
He's like,
No, that laugh was for something else because I have 2 kind of awful choices I could make, and I'm just
Oh,
trying to figure
God.
out which one I want to do.
Damn it! The
And
car's
it's
gonna
kind of based on where the cultists are.
I will
you're
say
gonna
this,
go into free speech jail very soon.
you are going to finish this day one way or the other.
Where the
I
other?
mean, you're not wrong.
What you're planning. I just need you to know we are gonna get through this day today.
No, that's fair. Abernath might not, but I will, and that'll be the fun part of it. I just
Abernath
need to
will
know
show
where
up.
the cultists are in relation to us. Is one of us close enough alongside? Like, are they far
They're
behind? Is there
behind.
like one?
They're
Okay.
behind you.
also,
The car that was
Charlie,
the
Fun little
closest.
weapon.
I'm sorry.
What do I have? I was just like, I'm like, do I have a fun little weapon? No.
Charlie,
have a
make sure to
gun.
mark the dot next
I
to
have
your
a gun.
drive skill
I could shoot someone.
since you
Yeah,
got
Charlie, don't
success.
forget to mark the dot next to your drive skill because
Oh
you
yeah,
passed
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I
If
figured
anyone,
that's why
if since we
Emily had,
need to
like,
improve
2
driving, please do so.
successes because
I'm
she's
actually a
dyslexic.
professional driver, but I
I have
just
a 20 in
Oh, the
driving.
new guy
That's
now.
fine.
yeah, I just knew there
But
was
with
no
cars,
Like,
chance
you
that
would
was
I
say,
gonna
like Moonlight's as a
okay,
race
that
car
was gonna
driver.
fly.
It's
I knew
not-
that wasn't gonna fly.
Yeah.
And
So, to answer your question, the car that was closest to you, they're all kind of behind you. One of them was trying to kind of cut to like maybe get in front, like to kind of cut you off, but they realized that you guys were shooting at them, so they kind of backed off. The first car that was closest to you, the tire got shot out and they have kind of lost control and crashed. The other 2 cars are still following you. But they are not, they're trying to kind of stay back a little bit so that they don't get shot. And then a little bit further behind them are the cops.
oh, crap, they're not close enough. I
right,
want to hit one of
that's
the
still
rear
the thing.
wheels so they fishtail
Yeah.
and block the cops.
Yeah, if you want to try to shoot at another one, you're more than welcome to give me another roll. Abernath, I really am so nervous to ask this, but what are you planning?
Well,
I
the one
don't-
thing I can't do because that involved the cultists being closer. The other one, I feel like I should ask the player I'm thinking of permission before I do it, so maybe I'll save it.
Were you
No, I'm
thinking
not
about
going
jumping
to.
out onto the other car?
Oh
The
no, I
faces of
wasn't going
everyone
to,
in
but that's a really
Horror?
good idea. I
Is there
was
I would
charge
just
trying
like
locks
to
to
on this
point
thing?
out I would just
no,
like to point out the faces of everyone in horror as he said that. It was remarkable. Everybody just like instantly all went.
so
It was so
it's
good.
kind of this. This is a really bad idea, and I would like to say it out loud. You can tell me if this is because
Okay.
this will give the drama, but
Play
this will
play it on
almost
me.
no, this will almost guarantee that we don't ever make the boat. Essentially,
Oh no, you will make the boat. I'm telling you that right now.
well,
One way or
but
the other, you
now
are making this
hold on
boat.
to that feeling. So while we are going, like while we are, the train is there and we're jumping the track, the Dukes of Hazzard style. Um, uh, I don't want to say it. It's dumb. It's super dumb. It's a super bad idea
Say
even
it.
for me.
Now I really want to know what
Yeah,
it
you
is.
gotta know
So
now.
Yeah,
Why
Yeah,
now
you
I
gotta
want
say
to
it
know.
now,
tease
dude.
that and not tell us?
so I kind of want to frame Theo by trying to shoot Priscilla because he's got a gun and I have a gun.
How is that gonna
I'm
look?
gonna say no,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think that's gonna be
only
able to
because
pull
there are
that
other
off.
Like, kill
people
me.
back there
Yeah.
that will be able. Like
No,
Michael's right there, so he's not gonna. He's gonna see.
no, it
Yeah.
wasn't to
It
it
was
wasn't to
too
kill
much.
you. It was more to cast suspicion
It
on the
wasn't
new
to kill
person.
you. It was to frame
Yeah,
somebody.
And to be
yeah.
fair,
It's just
True.
like
I
shooting
would
you
Why
in
is
the
it
I would
arm.
me?
suspect
Like,
one of the cultists chasing us somehow shot around and got Priscilla
Yeah.
before because I know exactly where
oh,
Theo's
that's
aiming.
good though. That's even better. I like that. No, but yeah. So it just
I
would
do
have
have
been
a
like
whip.
the
That
arm.
doesn't
It
help.
wouldn't have been. Yeah, it wouldn't have been a fatal
But
shot. It just would have been like
I
a.
like my arms. I
No, but
have
it's
great
just because you're
arms.
there. It's not because it's you. It's because you're there. That's what it was. It was more
It's,
because you were next to me in the
I
car.
don't think that makes it better.
I got dream murdered because I shared a bedroom with the wrong person. So I do not think that it's starting to feel personal.
Okay, hold on. Everybody stop. Everybody
Everybody
stop.
wants to
Everybody
murder me.
stop. Very first Shadow of Nox merchandise has to be I got dream murdered and all I got was this stupid t-shirt.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
it's
sounds like a
just like
wonderful
that
It also has
t-shirt.
to have a kangaroo on it.
Absolutely.
All right.
Because
Anyway, so
Australia.
I won't do that. But I'm just
Okay.
for the record, I am not screaming as we're doing this. I'm just like, this is why I don't get in automobiles. This is why you don't get in
I know.
automobiles.
To
All
get on
right.
a gigantic boat, so that's probably worse or better. We don't know.
Here's the thing. Barrett's not physically moving inside. Like everyone else is having a bumpy ride of doom. Barrett has fully wedged himself in.
Yeah,
Barrett is
Barrett's not
fine.
moving anymore. Yeah.
For those of you
Um,
that are new, Barrett is like 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
So
He's
The
a very
easiest way to
big.
explain it is in this system, the max you can get in a stat is 90. Barrett's size stat is 85.
He's
Uh,
a big guy.
And ironically, even though I look
cool.
like a human version of a cricket, I'm still more attractive than
Yes.
you.
As to use Barrett to talk about the other end of the scale, the lowest you can get in a stat is 15. Barrett has a 25 in appearance. Barrett looked like a rough piece of work before he got scarred in the face.
Anyway, there's an alternate universe in which Abernath does in fact shoot at Priscilla, but we're not living that universe, so we're just gonna move on.
Meanwhile, the
All
girls
right.
are hot. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
The girls
smart.
are-
That's true.
I'm smart.
And
hot
smart.
and smart.
Intelligence
I don't look
level is
too
very,
bad.
very high.
For a master student, but I'm mainly just a brainy guy.
So as this is all happening and you guys are all kind of, rightfully freaking out because they're, train. It's like one of those like action movie moments where like you guys go flying over the train track as the train just barely like you just barely clear it and you can hear the train like laying on the horn. The cultists have to kind of swerve very quickly to avoid hitting the train. And you can kind of hear a bunch of squealing tires as both of the cars full of the cultists kind of slam on their brakes and quickly turn, and then the cops behind them do the same thing. as you kind of cross over the train tracks and you guys are all kind of like, actually, you tell me, as you guys are cleared, the train is going by, are you continuing to drive or do you stop?
I think I would stop just momentarily to like let everybody's like heart rate slow a tiny bit,
No, just keep going.
and then we would
Well,
go.
yeah, like that's what Michael would say after you stopped. Like, no, just let's get out of here.
Is everybody okay? Is everybody safe? Did anyone die? Did
Not
anybody
yet.
get shot?
Everybody's
Good
back.
show. Good
Oh,
show.
Only,
Good show.
only the cultist cars, Charlie. We're good.
Yeah.
In the window.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Quick question as a normal general thing.
Yes.
Have people called in their shit yet to like, I know like the people with actual jobs have to like call and put themselves on sabbatical and things like that.
Yeah, I believe I
Have
did
we
that.
done that? Or,
Come on.
has that happened? Or are we ruling that it happened already? Or are we still
Yes,
doing that?
we are saying that any kind of
Okay.
calls that needed to be made to kind of give everybody the leeway to go on this trip, that has all been done. I'm leaving it up to you guys to say whether or not you have gotten all of your belongings with you. I don't think that you have because they're not in the car with you.
Yeah.
But we're just going to kind of like after you guys go to the docks and you guys meet with the sailors that are there that have gotten the yacht for you. We're just going to say that you guys had time to go back, get your belongings, and come back before leaving the next day.
Well, as long as I can get like a little clean, because I have the feeling that it's just been a gross few days.
Yeah.
I'm
Don't
used to being.
I will say as we're driving, Barrett will point out for those of you who haven't been on a boat ride this long before, grab something to read. I think Harper McLean has a new book out.
I got a book. I'll be fine.
Charlie,
Yeah.
how are you driving to the docks? Are you haul assing to try to make sure that nobody follows you? Are you going the speed limit? How are you doing this?
I feel like since we went past the train, like at least that gives us some time because like the trains are generally pretty long. So I'm probably slowed down a little bit. Like I'm not going crazy anymore. But I'm certainly not like taking my time and seeing the scenery. Just like fast but not breaking any laws kind of fast.
Let me see. I would like you to do me a roll, but I am trying to decide what role I would like you to do.
Okay.
I am keeping an eye out for things to alert her about as we're driving around so that I can warn her.
Yeah, actually, let's do that instead.
Okay.
Anybody that would like to keep an eye out for anything that is around that you might run into, please give me that roll. All
I
right, so we
imagine I'm
have.
Oh,
not
I'm
paying
still stuck
attention
on
because
hard.
I'm
I'm sorry.
driving.
I was 1 point away from a
I'll
fantastic
re-roll
roll.
that. There we go.
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll.
Okay. So far, we have
Wow.
3 successes and a failure. Um,
So it's rough.
um, so, um, all of you that passed, as you guys are heading to the docks, you all do see a patrol car stopped a couple of streets up. Um, there is the cop in the car, but you do have to drive past the cop to get to the docks. You don't see any cultists. You don't see any kind of cultist vehicles, but you do see a cop up ahead. And while you're not like zooming by, you are still going faster than you should be.
Yeah, well, let's slow down and try to be
Fly casual.
casual. Yeah, drive normal. Yeah, speed
Drive
limit.
casual.
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody just
Um,
try
So
not to
put-
draw attention to the broken out back window.
give me another drive roll.
Mm-hmm.
But since everybody else is kind of looking out for what's going on around you, you can do this. You can roll it twice and take the lowest number.
Okay.
see if you can get past the cop without.
You having to shoot it
No,
out of the
ma'am.
tire?
Well, you could buy it
do you have
with that
Ah,
25.
do you have
it's
do you
true.
have
That's
5
true. I can do
luck?
5. Yep.
Yeah.
Are you gonna buy a
Yeah.
success?
Yeah,
Okay.
I will.
I will say this: the cop does pull because the shot out window is a little suspicious. The cop does pull out and follow you for a little bit, and I imagine like you're all just kind of like trying to be as like unsuspicious as
Normal.
possible. Yeah. And as you're kind of reaching the dock, and you're kind of wondering, oh my, is this guy gonna follow me into the docks? He actually pulls off and goes in the opposite direction. And he stops following you as you get to the docks.
You think the
Um,
constabulary are also cultists?
Potentially.
Yeah.
I doubt all of them.
If it's
I
are.
all
that
connected,
There's some decent blokes on the force.
I am not used to this much adrenaline.
Meh.
You get used to it.
I bet
Give it give it a
I'm
couple
normally
so
months.
in a
as
library reading something.
Okay, then give it a year.
As we pull up to the dock, we're going to go ahead and take our 10-minute break. And when we come back, we will meet with the sailors that are going to be joining you on your voyage. You're going to be led to the vessel that they have procured for you, and they will kind of give you options for the route that you guys can take, and then you guys will be able to decide how you guys would like to go about this journey. So yeah, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Please hang out, get some water, take care of yourself while we take our break and take care of ourselves, and we'll be back soon.
Thanks for sticking around.
Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us. As we have arrived at the docks, it has only taken us 2 months to get here, I think. 2 months, month and a half. But we are finally here. We are ready to plot our course to try to catch up with the Marjorie Jane, or at least meet them at the coordinates. So, as you guys get to the docks, like I said, the cop kind of veers off. And leaves you be. So as you get to the docks, you kind of drive because you don't really know where they're gonna kind of have this vessel for you. It doesn't take very long for you guys to kind of find the slip. You see Johnny and the rest of the guys standing out there, and um,
Oh
as you
no.
guys stop and you guys park and you guys kind of head out, I'm gonna share with you a picture of what the vessel looks like. As soon as I find it. There it is. So this is not exactly what the vessel looks like, but it's very similar. The name of the
Aw,
vessel is the Destiny.
Hmm.
Um,
I have a
it
question about the
is
vessel. Is the
what?
vessel Yar?
Is it what?
Is it Yar? Anyone? Come on. Philadelphia Story. Katherine
oh,
Hepburn. Oh
I
my
love
god.
Philadelphia Story. I do. I was about to be like, is she are?
Yeah. So that's gonna be my
Like
question about the
it
boat. Is she Yar?
too.
I don't know. I've never seen it. Sorry. Or if I have, it was a very, very, very long time ago. This particular vessel is based on a real yacht that I found called the Nolan. It was built in 1930. It has 4 Curtis Brown steam turbine engines. It can accommodate 14 guests and up to 47 crew. I did do research to make sure that you all would be able to kind of pilot this thing with the very limited crew. The bare minimum needed to actually sail this is 5. So with the crew members that you have from the Marjorie Jane and Barrett and all the rest of you kind of helping out where needed, you guys should have absolutely no problem sailing this vessel.
That's nice. That's very
The
I don't like the way you said that.
Yeah, no one's teaching Evernoth anything. We're just leaving him in a dark, cool
I will
place
say
No,
for a
this
it's
while.
just
not.
because I do actually need you guys to well, I don't actually need you guys to
Mm.
survive to get to the end of this, but I would really like it if you guys survived to get to the end of this.
I feel that.
I'm
When you've
So
written something, you're like, please, come on,
yeah.
just somebody.
Um, so I will not allow any internal forces to harm this vessel. If you guys get into like, you know, a water battle, maybe something happens. But you will not be allowed to burn the vessel down or anything like that. This vessel will make it to its destination.
But does
Um,
the vessel include the people on board the vessel?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. I made the command decision, and I can't remember if I shared this with everybody, but I'm gonna mention it now. So if I already told you, I'm sorry.
I'm teasing,
As far
by
as
the way.
luck goes, I know. As far as luck goes, any player versus player role. So if you're trying to intimidate another player, if you're trying to attack another player, if you're trying to lie to another player, if you're trying to hide something from another player, I will not allow luck rolls to influence.
Okay.
So the two people involved, whatever you get is what you get. We're not using luck to kind of get one over on somebody else. So to answer that question, if there's anything nefarious between players, you cannot use luck to help you out. Not that I want to encourage that. There's going to be enough happening to drive you all insane
Yes, we don't
without
need
you
to be
guys trying
adding
to kill each other.
Mm.
So as you guys kind of get there, Johnny is going to take you aboard. He's going to show you around. He's going to tell you that he rented this vessel. It can comfortably house 14 people, with a bare minimum of 6 people to actually kind of pilot the ship. Um, it is roughly, and I don't actually know that this is true. I'm making this up. I just want to be upfront with that. We're just going to go with what I'm saying. I don't actually know if it's true, but it is true now. It is roughly the same speed as the Marjorie Jane, if not a little faster, because it's a little bit smaller of a vessel. And he kind of, shows you around as he leads you to the helm. And as you guys get to the helm, and I will say this, as he's giving you this tour, the bunks that he shows you, Charlie, look a little familiar. They aren't
Ooh.
exact from your dream, but they're similar.
Great. Love
Does
that.
Charlie
thought
share
you
that
would
with the
know that.
class?
Yeah, just
Yeah. Hey, Priscilla.
Yes. How can I? What's going on?
I think maybe just for your sake, I just think maybe we should bunk in separate places tonight for safety
Is it because I
purposes.
snore?
No, no, honey, it's not you. So you remember when I thought I killed you and you thought I killed you and it was a whole big thing and scary, scary, scary thing. Yeah. So these bunks are a lot like the bunks that you almost died in my dream. So
Oh, I'm not a
I,
fan of that.
neither
I
am I.
do plan. I would like to keep my chest intact. That is
I would. It's a
probably
very lovely chest. Uh,
absolutely
so I would love to let you keep it.
fair
We're on
enough.
the same page there. So
Um,
maybe just a thought.
fair enough.
Uh,
Is there a separate bunk area that I could hunker down in, or
Or
am I
also,
just
you
gonna
might
grab a sleeping
also
bag and go?
avoid sleeping with Abernath. Also, protect
I
possibly.
I am gonna say, because it is comfortable enough to sleep 14 people, and there's not that many of you, and the guys from the Margie Jane are used to bunking together, so they don't mind bunking together. So that leaves the 6 of you to have private staterooms. Like, they're not going to
Oh,
be like
wonderful.
huge and sprawling, but you have your own stateroom that has a bed and a desk and a place to store your belongings.
knowing
Absolutely great.
what Charlie just said, is this ship a similar type to the Marjorie Jane?
Um, no, not really. This is just like a pleasure yacht, basically.
Okay.
The Marjorie Jane is specifically a whatever it was that I said it was that I can't remember now. I'm sorry. That was a long time ago.
No, it's okay. I
Um,
just well,
Like a
basically what I'm
cargo.
asking is
Cargo.
uh
Thank you. Yes.
the dream that Charlie had and she described to us. Could she have been on this ship, or was she on the Marjorie Jane from what she described? Or is there no way for us to know?
You would have no idea.
Okay.
Charlie, and especially because none of you have actually been on the Marjorie Jane, so you wouldn't know. I would say, Charlie, this vessel looks similar, and like the room, the bunks that you were shown, like where the crew was going to be staying, looks similar. It's not exact. You know that it's not that's not where you were, but it looks similar enough that you
Yeah.
recognized it.
It's enough to spook her, though, so her
Yeah.
comment still stands.
Yeah. So you know that you weren't on this vessel. You don't know if you were on the Marjorie Jane because you've never been on there before.
Okay.
Or were you?
Well, I like to sleep alone anyway, unless I'm not sleeping alone, if you know what I mean.
Wink, wink.
Wink,
So
wink.
you guys are you guys are taken to the helm, and Johnny kind of pulls out a map and spreads it out. And it's specifically a map of the region that you guys are going to be going to. And actually, let me. This is kind of the map that he pulled out. I'm also going to share it with you, and I can put it on the Discord too. If you need a better better version that you can kind of zoom in really well. I'm going to kind of mark. So you guys are, hold on, it's up here somewhere. Like you guys are going to be up here. Is where kind of England is, and you guys are going to be going kind of rough, and this is roughly. Please, I like roughly down here is where you guys are going to be going.
Okay.
So he kind of spreads it out for you, and as he's, and he tells you, okay, so we're going to be like, we're up here, and we're trying to get here. I can kind of show you. I know the route that my dad would normally take for this, but since he's kind of weird right now, I don't really know if this is going to be accurate or not. So he is going to give you 3 options for the trip, and I'm going to share that with you in just a minute. But before I do, I have a very, very important question.
Oh.
Last session, you all found a journal, and in that journal, it listed several locations. Are you going to bring those locations up now or no?
I think we can flash back to us being in the car talking about this, instead of we're not having this conversation in front of Johnny.
Yeah.
But
well, I know one of the things that was mentioned was if any parts of whatever it is that they're doing don't come together, then the whole thing will fail. So
yeah, it's
with
easier,
some of
it's
these,
easier to break it if we stop at least some of them.
yeah, and if we have any of these stops ourselves on the way and can deal with these various ships or whatever one by one, it'll be a lot easier than trying to deal with all of them at the destination.
I will say this. Sorry.
I just wanted to remind you, the journal also did mention that they were going to have a second ship as a decoy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It did.
And
we don't want to necessarily waste time either.
I will put this out there, because we will be talking about all of it, including the weirdness of the names that we recognize. Does Theo react to the name Fredo or Simeon, or does Theo let us know if he reacts to either of those names?
Unless I found it out from following the doctor around, I wouldn't know them. So
Understood. So yeah, so the all for those playing along at home, all of them end in the same place, which is Valparaiso. Or Paraiso, sorry. But we have
And
things
it's
like
not Indiana.
it is not in
Yes.
fact the one in Indiana.
It is not, in fact, the one in Indiana. It is in South America.
Barrett will vote for bringing these up to Johnny. I also have my own. Though I failed my navigation check to kind of see if I can plot them out mentally, so we'd have to see the map to help us out with that. Does anyone have any dissent or things of not to bring it up?
Mm-mm.
I mean, you.
I just know we got to try to stay on,
Stay on
you
target
know,
for
our
the most part,
timetable
yeah.
as quickly as we can. So
You guys
Okay.
did
depending on
list.
where
You
these
guys.
places are, yeah.
You did list the places.
Mhm.
Yes, all the places that we listed, which for those of you playing along at home are Fortaleza, south of Malahino, Cabedelo, Carolina, Salvador. Oh, Isabits, why? Chiclianqui.
For reasons, and they're very cool reasons, and I'm very
They're
excited about it. So fuck
fantastic.
you.
An unreadable one, and then either beige or either beige or bagay. Salvador, Campos Belos, Fortaleza, and then all of them. Those are all like starting in locations as I was going down the line, but all of them end in Valparaiso.
And before you try to plot this out on your own, I have a special map that it's already plotted out for you. So I
Yeah.
will
Mhm.
show that to you in just a minute. I just wanted to
Yeah.
check to see because I wasn't going to show that to you if you weren't going to bring it up, and I was
Yeah.
going to make you do it yourself. Um,
As you should.
No, but from a quick look, I couldn't plot them. I couldn't. I
uh,
didn't come up with a connection between them. It doesn't mean we don't look at his map because I was doing
Yeah.
it from memory.
Mhm.
But yeah, so we'll bring it up to Johnny.
okay. So going forward, I'm going to do this based on the fact that you have told them you've shown this to them, so they have these plot points. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So as he is doing this, I'm gonna show you the map with the trip options, and I will actually share that with you too so that you can kind of see this. Okay, so he tells you um it is common for my dad to stop in Monrovia. So the fact that they say that that's where they're stopping, that makes sense to me because that's one of my dad's favorite ports.
What in
So
Ohio? I'm saying that out of character. Because there's a Monrovia in Ohio.
he says obviously I'm going to say we need to go, that's where that needs to be a stop because we can't just take this vessel all the way around to the coordinates. We're going to have to make stops. We're going to need supplies at some point.
Mhm.
We're going to have to hit land. So my vote is our first stop is Monrovia. We can make it there with the supplies that we have. That won't be a problem. Now, from there, based on what you've told me, we have three options. They're either going to go from Monrovia around this way and then hit the coordinates there. And they're probably going to have to make a stop somewhere in here. Again, for supplies, they're not going to be able to make that big journey all in one either. So they're going to stop somewhere in here. So we can go that route and we can make our stop there. The second option is to kind of come down to about here, and then all three of those ports that they said that they're stopping at are in along that area right there. This one being Salvador, and then there's one up here and one a little bit further down. So the people that are stopping and they're getting off on these ports, they're all right around there. So we could pick one and we could stop there. You all can get out, rent a car, and drive, and maybe stop at a point or two
Mhm.
that was listed in that journal that you found, and I can meet you at Valparaiso, which is over here. And from there, we can go to the coordinates. The third option is going down stopping in these islands down here, or even up here if you wanted to stop up here, and then hitting the coordinates. Now, I'm gonna need you guys to pick. I'm gonna also show you, he maps out the actual stops. That are listed. I did actually put an extra dot up here and down here because he says that's where, if they go in one of those directions, that's the most likely place that they would stop.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys have a decision to make. Now, I will tell you. Hold on, let me see. Those of you, we're going to start with this. Those of you with cryptology,
Mm-hmm.
give me a cryptology roll.
I feel like I
Alright.
have to.
That's a thing?
Yes.
My
It's a
character
science.
sheet.
Cryptography.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Oh,
especially
Alright,
back in
can I
the
use
50s.
Can I use mechanical repair instead?
Absolutely not.
No, but you can use operate heavy machinery instead.
Dang.
Yeah, operate heavy machinery does it.
Fail.
Yep.
Can I use some luck points to bring that up to a success?
Absolutely. Please,
Yes.
please do.
Thank you
so
very
yeah,
much,
great.
Charlie, for carrying us on that one.
You're very
Yeah.
welcome. Happy to help.
So
You guys got sciences?
Lottie,
Mhm.
or I'm sorry, Priscilla and Charlie, you guys are kind of looking at these plot points. And as you're kind of like looking, and the rest of you kind of see them, they're kind of like moving their head, like looking around. You each at like the same time kind of grab a pencil, and you're almost like fighting, trying to like draw this out. You see
Mhm.
something in these plot points that other people don't.
Oh no, that's not
Oh
a
yes.
good thing.
Oh yes, yes.
For those of you playing along at home who
Oh.
cannot see the map,
That's the
when
symbol of
connecting
Ronska.
all the plot points
It
together,
looks like Barbar the elephant.
Give me
does.
an occult or a mythos roll. Whoever would like to do that, please.
hey, I'm actually kind
Oh,
of good at
I
that.
want to. Please. I'm really good
Oh,
at occult.
I'm not.
Fuck,
I'm
I
Can
not.
cannot.
I
I
do
cannot
with
spend
my
the luck.
specific lore instead of Cthulhu
No, but I
mythos?
said
Could
that and I
do with
fucked it up.
specific lore?
Oh, Andrew,
Success.
well
Yeah.
done, sir.
Yeah, go
One
ahead,
of
John.
us has to bring it home.
I'm doing
Oh.
our
Nice.
cartography, and our locksmithing. That's what I'm doing.
Oh. I
I
could
punch
buy a
things and do
success with
both.
Cthulhu Mythos, but
So,
I got a success with Occult.
Michael and
No success,
Priscilla.
but I did it.
What's wrong?
I was like, I just got a success with the mythos and a failure with the occult. So we flipped it, Michael.
You guys see this symbol that's drawn out on this map, and you both kind of stop and take a step back and look at each other and kind of share a look, because you guys recognize this sigil.
Mm-hmm.
This is the sigil for Cthulhu.
Don't love that.
In the words of Sarah,
Well, that is
nope, don't like that.
curious, as one might say.
Yeah, this is bad. I don't suppose we could move geographic locations.
As in,
I'm
like,
assuming we probably can't.
move the
man.
continents? No, I thought that's what you were
I
trying
think
to.
they're probably
Yeah.
pretty set.
Well, not with that
hold on,
attitude. If we had that
hold on.
attitude, we wouldn't have won the Great War.
Barrett starts flipping through the journal back to that chart and putting it down because there were entries that were unreadable. If we're following along with this, does anything kind of stick out as something that could be like names that would be similar enough with the chicken scratch to kind of figure out where those are?
So I actually forgot that I did the unreadable parts. So the points that are on there are actually there's actually the points. The unreadable points are already marked on there.
Okay.
Okay, so we figured that one out. Yeah.
So yeah, I will say it wasn't me forgetting it. You guys are just that smart that you figured it
They're
out.
just that good. Damn.
Yeah, you guys are just that damn good.
You're welcome.
I
appreciate
kind of pictured the whole cryptography role too, because Michael would have been super excited to finally use
Yeah.
that skill.
Same.
Mhm.
But he would have gone into it super excited, then quickly realized how much better the other two are at it, and be like, "Oh, okay,
No, buddy.
I'll
Hey,
just
I'm
take a
sure you're
back
really
seat
good
here."
at
That's
certain
fine.
things too. I'm sure you're really good at
Oh,
like
he is, but yeah.
Michael,
I'm
one
gonna
day
take
when
you
they give
guys-
you your PhD, you'll be just as great as I am.
It's
I'm gonna take you back to the map
it's
with
nice that you
the
think I'm
route
gonna live that long.
Okay. So we have the three options ahead of us.
Mhm. So
We
you can go kind of north and stop by the Panama Canal, and then come back down to the coordinates. You can go all the way down and hit up either the islands that are down there or the very edge of the continent and kind of go back up to the coordinates, or you can be dropped off at one of the three ports that were listed while Johnny takes the yacht all the way around and meets you at Valparaiso. And you guys can rent a vehicle or two or three if Barrett wants his own so he can be comfortable. And you can
get an
drive.
open-topped car.
I will ask
Yeah,
this,
driving
and
through
this
the
is just
Amazon.
for my own to make this easy for me, and you guys do not have to do that because I do not plan on making things easy for you. So do not feel like you need to return the favor. I would like it if you guys stayed together instead of kind of breaking off and going in 3 different directions or 2 different directions. But if that's what you guys would like to do, I am not going to stop you. So it is genuinely up to you. And if you guys do decide to go in different directions, I can make that work.
I don't generally like to split the party as a rule.
Yeah.
So
Me
I'm
either.
fine
Not a
staying
big.
together.
Yeah.
So
We
I only
actually
split
no.
the
I got a great
party
idea.
when I can
I-
create maximum emotional damage, like I do with John Blair.
No, I would.
Now,
Oh God!
yeah.
Don't hurt John Blair. I need him. Anyway, I was gonna say I have a great idea. We all stick together except for Abernath, and he can go on his own.
no,
Do his
no, no.
own little
Here's the thing.
adventure.
You realize how much more terrifying
kidding.
Abernath without us to have to keep him somewhat subdued.
That's
I
like
know,
taking
I-
all the chains off
Abernath
and letting him reign
unfettered.
free.
Abernath
I was just kidding
unfettered.
because you said that you were gonna shoot Priscilla. That was my. I had to.
It was
I had
going to be
throw it
a
out.
Abernath
wounding
unplugged.
graze. It wasn't like it was going to be like a
Sure.
not
It's
hit an
fine.
artery. It's just a wounding graze in order to cast pollen suspicion. I don't understand what
Of
the
course,
point
I
of
will
it
just say
is.
probably don't leave him on the yacht with the rest of the crew.
I'm not sure you know
That-
this, but
Right,
a
yeah.
wounding still fucking hurts.
Well, that's
a
the
thought.
point. So,
So
that's,
anyway,
you know,
to get back to this, like I said, you guys have 3 options. Feel free, you can absolutely talk about this in character, out of character, however you guys would like to do this. Majority will rule.
Mhm.
I would rather it be like complete, like unanimous, but we'll see how it goes.
I'm gonna run away. I'll go with whatever the majority is.
Does
Um,
anyone have
I
any...
do have an actual like in character question, not me just being
yeah,
insane.
what's up?
So Brother Fredo, was Brother Fredo's port one of the ones in the Sigil of Babar or whatever that was? I can't.
Each
Sigil
one
Cthulhu,
of
yeah.
each one of the bam words are good. Each one of the where the fuck did I
entries
put it?
on the
Hold on.
chart were
Thank
the
you.
plot
journal
Yeah,
entries.
oh, there it
Each
is.
one of the
Okay,
entries on
I'll
the chart is part of the thing, so they would all
yeah,
go
hold
there.
on. I'll go back over here for you so you can so each one of the points on here is a stop that was in the journal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So each
so
one of like
the
brother
location
Fredo,
For the
brother
different
sister,
groups, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
each one of them correlate to a point on the
Mhm.
sigil
Yeah.
itself.
So
and the
it
location
looks
of
like the part...
Carolinas in the Babar sigil.
Yes. All of the all of the ones that are in the location column are the points that are on Cthulhu. The first one is the port they're being dropped off at, and the teams are being dropped off at. The
Yeah,
second
so it's
one is the
one of
point of
these.
Cthulhu they're going to, and then the third part is where they're all being picked back up at the end point in
Right.
Valparaiso.
And then taken to where
Taken to the
Cthulhu's
coordinates,
probably
yeah.
going to come out of the water.
Yeah. So basically, just kind of to skim it all down into putting in the Bioware choice, the three options ahead of us. If we go north, we're basically chasing after the Marjorie Jane. We're relying on the Marjorie Jane being the important ship, and we are just trying to catch them.
To be fair, though, you don't know which direction the Marjorie Jane is going. And there's a second ship. So you don't know which direction which boat is going, and you don't know which one is the true boat. Because the Marjorie Jane could technically be the decoy.
Then I guess, let me rephrase that then. Going north is where Johnny thinks his dad would normally go.
Yes.
And we don't know if it's a decoy ship or not.
And
Going
we
south
don't know,
is going after the other ship. Or also trying to, if they did go north, get the element of surprise, and then going straight through the land is our chance to. It'll take us longer. We may not beat them to the place in the middle of the ocean, but it would give us chances to hit those stops along the way to try to disrupt their ritual.
Right. So essentially, you know there are two ships, but you do not know which direction they're going, and you don't know which one has the cargo on it. You know based on the journal, you only need to really disrupt one of the points on the sigil. You don't have to disrupt all of them. You just one of them has to test to fail for all of them to not work.
Yeah.
Or one of them has to succeed.
They all have to succeed.
In
order.
Yeah,
So big ritual at the coordinates that you were given, and then there's these 6 micro rituals. All 6 micro rituals have to succeed for the big ritual to go off the way it's supposed to. If one of the little ritual, at least one of the little rituals fails, the big ritual will not succeed as they want it to. I'm not going to say it's not going to work. It might actually work. It just may not work the way they anticipate, the way they want it to. So either all of the little rituals have to work or one of them has to fall.
So I suggest
I
at the
think we
very
should
least
do option 3.
And for those who are playing along at home, I know we're doing a little bit out of order because Isabits went by the way they were on the map, but then labeled the options differently. Option 3 is going overland.
Yeah. And I think if we're going to focus on,
I did that. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
No,
I just want to make sure I want to make sure that they're not being confused.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. Option 1 is going up, option 2 is going down, and option 3 is going across.
Through. Yeah.
And I think if we do take option 3, we should at least plan to hit 2 of the ritual sites.
Yeah,
just
2
in
would
case,
be nice. At
have some
least
backups.
the essentially the intersection of the T part of the shape.
Yeah.
Because if we disturb that one, that in theory disconnects the other one at the tail end.
Yeah. Does anyone have druthers one way or the other on any of these options? Does anyone have a strong veto or a strong hankering?
Whatever John McDonald has said he wants to do, I want to do the opposite.
He hasn't said anything. He's been suspiciously quiet.
Yeah.
I think it's the safest option. To do whatever the opposite of what he said.
I'm just here to have a good time, and I'm feeling so attacked right now. This is like DashCon all over
Here's for
again.
a good time, not a long time.
It's true.
So I think the best bet for us would be option 3 of going overland, at least disturbing some of the rituals, and then getting there. We will not be beating them to the main ritual site there by doing that,
right?
Because it will take us the extra time. But I think,
hopefully we can disrupt it.
Yeah.
But you guys do know, based on the journal, that or at least you can kind of infer that the 6, which I mean, obviously there's 6 of you, are imperative to you guys are imperative to whatever they have planned. So whatever they have planned, you are needed there. So it's not like you're gonna miss the big ritual because you need to be there for it.
We are the big ritual.
We are
If
the
we-
sacrifices.
whatever
We're-
whatever it
Probably,
is.
yeah.
It's do we
Um,
give
For
them time to
yourself.
plan traps, which I think we have to in order to stop these mini
I
rituals. Not to
think
mention the
if
fact that
they're gonna plan
everyone
traps,
leading
they've
these mini
already done it.
rituals. Yeah.
So I feel like all of you are sacrifices, and Priscilla and Charlie are snackifices because
Yeah,
we're
that's
cute.
fair.
You know what? I could have been cute if it wasn't for my facial injury, but you know that's.
Oh,
Okay.
that's so sad.
I could
That's really
never have been
sad.
cute.
I rolled really
but
high in
so-
cuteness, and I
I
can't
know,
help
yeah.
myself because of
I
that.
know
Like I
it's
can't.
not
It's just the dice wanted me to be hot,
Yeah.
and that's
honestly
what
Right.
happens
hard,
sometimes.
Yeah.
hot and
I
scarlet,
just thought it
but
was funny that I got a 55 appearance when I have a scar on my face.
yeah, but
It's
scars are
dashing.
hot. Chicks
Right? Yeah.
like
Yeah.
scars.
Apparently, it works for me somehow. Right.
The anime characters that people thirst over have a big scar over their face, so
Yeah. That's fair.
My really
Uh,
hot Shadowrun
based
orc
on
has
the
a
journal,
big
if you guys are going to go across and that's the ritual that you want to stop, that is going to be Sister Emma's
Mr.
ritual.
Emma's. Who's
Sounds
connected
so
to Emma?
nice and
yeah, whose
Um,
whose
not
whose was Emma?
threatening.
That
Emma.
would be Charlie,
What?
Sister
Yeah.
Emma.
So
What's
if
the
we're going
northeast?
Oh, did I forget to tell you
corner?
that? Yeah, sorry. The journal mentions Sister Emma.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, not
Sounds
sorry.
great. That's
What's
So,
the
we
northeast
love it.
corner of the sigil? Who's
We'd love to
there?
see it.
Which one?
The northeast corner.
Give me a sec. I need to look that up.
For one, I will take the northeast quadrant.
better than Northwest. At least there's probably a good.
I'm sorry. You mean this one, right? Northeast, north.
we're
Right.
not on that page on the Unroll 20.
Oh,
Move us over.
sorry. I'm pinging myself over here. I
No worries.
apologize.
Look, if you
yeah,
want to
no.
ping yourself, that's fine. Just give
Yes,
us a
that one.
warning.
Yes.
That one, okay, thank you.
We are all being
Shadows
pinged
of Nox, late night.
Shadows of Nox after Nox.
right.
Right.
Let me look. I will tell you in just a moment.
Because I think if we're gonna do two of them,
Yeah,
or try to go for
that
two
is
of them, we
that
should do
is
the
the thing.
intersection and either the one on the way to that one, or the
that
one
one
on
is
the
Brother
way
Fredo.
to our end.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
Fredo.
that is the other thing to consider.
Yeah.
That we all need to consider before we take option 3. If we go to stop these rituals, all of us are connected to them, to one of these rituals in some way.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not. They murdered the person that I was connected to, I suppose.
They did. Whoever Brother Simeon is must have murdered Ollie in the night.
It's true. I feel like I should personally go after Brother
dastardly
Simeon
foe.
for murdering Ollie. But obviously.
But I mean, if he was obviously doing something bad to begin with, why would you need to,
Avenge
Oh.
him.
avenge?
Well, I mean, avenge, but, then chastise roundly for being evil. Avenge and then
Right.
chastise. In that order.
Absolutely.
Charlie, who is Emma? As you know him. Them, rather.
I am blanking. Is that my actual sister? Did we establish that?
No, that you said that the Emma was a coworker, that you guys weren't like best friends,
Thank you.
but you were
Thank you. Thank you.
friendly.
Thank
Yep.
you. My brain went Sister
Okay,
Emma, and I was
okay.
just like very.
So Emma seems like a good target to go for because
Yeah,
there's not
so-
that strong of a connection.
So yeah,
right.
no, Emma is a coworker in the newsroom. She didn't get as high as I did as far as like, being, what I do, but she was, she was important. She was my friend. We always had lunch together and stuff. So, yeah, I'm not thrilled about all of this.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least it's not a relative.
Yeah, well, but chosen family and all that.
Oh, kind of benevolent DM. Which one is Seymour?
Oh, kind of benevolent. Did you just say
I
kind
am
of and
looking.
kind of benevolent?
Kind and benevolent.
Okay.
Maybe
And-
kind of
So-
benevolent would
Kind
work.
of benevolent works
So
too. Yeah.
I'll let you guys know the one down here
Mm-hmm.
is Brother Seymour.
Fuck.
Do we want to hit
Would you
that
say
one?
he's? Would you say
This
he's
one is
suddenly there?
Simeon, I believe.
Thank you.
If
I
I
I'm sorry.
appreciate
if
What?
I remember correctly, Val Paradiso is not that far off from that one, so we might as well hit
Exactly.
that one as well.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna pass by that one.
In this game, I
Um,
don't want Seymour suddenly standing beside me.
So
Yeah,
I think we should
Speak
hit that
for
main
yourself.
intersection point first, right? And then
Yeah.
go to, I guess, Brother Seymour.
Well, yeah, we've got time to plan if we do, but basically we have to get the boat underway if we want to get the boat underway.
Right.
This one is
So-
Agnes,
Okay.
and then
So that one's connected to me, but
Edge.
just
Bag
I'm just
egg,
kind of letting you guys know, just in case this like
Uh-huh.
influences where you guys would like to go.
mhm.
The bottom one is this one I believe is Phyllis.
Mhm.
Or no, did we change that? I think we changed that. It wasn't Phyllis. Was it? No, it was
No,
Phyllis. It was
yeah.
Phyllis. Yep.
Phyllis.
Sorry.
I was like, that's who I got.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm looking at like the bad copy of my map for some
Yeah,
reason, and
Emma,
now I'm like stubborn
Phyllis,
about it and I don't want to change it. So I'm just kind of working
Seymour,
through it.
Fredo, Agnes, and Simeon. Okay.
So yeah,
Am I
Simeon's
missing
the top
somebody?
left.
Nope,
Simeon's
nope,
top
that's
left
everybody.
At that point.
Okay, that's everybody. Good.
Yeah.
I can stop looking at this map then.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Mother Mullen was going to be in Monrovia, which is where he suggested that you stop anyway, which is over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a stop. You can
Yeah.
look, the way we're going to do this is whatever stops that you guys would like to do, you're going to let me know ahead of time so I can plan for it. And then I will give you options, and then you can chase down whatever adventures you want to do when you get there. You can go straight for the places that have the ritual. You can go straight for the ritual if you want. If you want to go do something else, you can do something else.
Yeah.
So it's going to be up to you guys.
Are we all agreed on option 3 of going overland and trying to stop the mini rituals?
Sure.
I think that's a good idea.
Well, at least stopping 1 to 2 of
Yeah.
them.
That
Okay,
works.
somebody really quick.
Since time is of the essence a little bit.
Somebody really quick, ping the ones that you decided, the rituals that you decided that you wanted to go to, so I can just kind of circle them on the map so I remember.
Okay.
But I can't remember what you guys said, so if somebody could ping those for me,
So
I would
it's
appreciate
this
it.
one
Yep,
Okay.
Sister Emma.
and
Okay.
this one.
Yep, and then
Okay, so
Brother
those
Seymour.
two.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any idea, and you don't need to decide right now, but just in case you guys know, do you know which one of these 3 ports you want to stop at? Because you can probably hit one of
Which
these
one's
2
the
on the way.
northernmost?
Well,
port?
hold on. Actually, no. We can do this. We can do this a smart way.
Yeah.
Because so Seymour is starting in Salvador, and Emma is in Fortaleza.
Uh-huh.
Who the other one is? So yeah, let's go to Cabadello, because if we're trying to stop these rituals anyway, if we go to Cabadello, we have a chance to stop either Fredo or Phyllis's team.
Okay, because
And
they're
start
both
it-
going to Cabadello.
Exactly, and then if that doesn't work, then we can
Well, wait,
hit
Phyllis
Emma
leaves
and then hit.
Monrovia and docks in an unreadable location. And then Fredo goes to Cabadello, so okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's got to be, because if it's not Fortaleza, or it looks like there's 2 Fortalezos, there's 2 Salvadors, so that the unreadable has to be a Cabadello, I'm guessing, unless
Well,
the GM is.
we're going after Brother Seymour eventually, but
And
right.
Seymour is going to. So yeah, if we hit Cabadello instead,
Mhm.
we have a chance of stopping. Again, we basically have a chance of
Stopping 3 of them.
them before we even get to the
Right.
ritual site.
Yeah. Where Salvador is the middle one, right?
The one that I circled is
Cabadello.
Cabadello. The one down here, let me actually
The
not do that.
southern one from
Yeah,
that
the
is Salvador.
southern one is Salvador, and then
Okay.
the top one is Fortaleza.
Okay.
So if you guys would like to, there's this one and this one that you are going to have to kind of go by to get to
Right.
this top one. So if you guys decide
Yeah.
once you guys get here, that you want to stop at one of those, you're more than welcome to. You just got to let me know ahead of time so that I can plan
Right.
for it. Otherwise,
I know there's, the potential of stopping by there, but trying to essentially, I guess, stay on target
Yeah.
might
Plus,
be
it also
better.
it depends on if we can catch the
Right.
the cultists in the at the port.
Exactly.
If we can catch them at the port, then we're just checking
Yeah,
things
if we
off
catch
the list
any
as
of
we
them
go.
at a port, that's awesome. I mean, I guess there's a chance that we could catch them at the port in Africa,
True.
right? Monrovia. Probably not that
I
big
mean,
of a chance, but
Depends. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on with the Russians in Monrovia
right,
at
yeah,
this point. At this point in time, there might be something we can do to make certain people think that
right.
it has to do with them
mm,
to help disrupt it, because they're getting kind of stupid about it. At least that's what I heard.
Um, okay.
Has anyone have anything we need to do in London before we initiate phase 2 of
I was
this?
just getting ready to ask that.
like, I think that
Well, I currently just have the possessions that are on me at the moment. I'm assuming the ship has food for all of us.
Yes, that is
Right.
part of what it does not currently, but that is part of what the crew is going to do while you guys are getting your belongings and getting situated. They're going to go
Mhm.
get food and stuff like that. I will tell you this:
Yeah.
um, uh, between now and next session,
hmm
anything that you think you may not be able to get once you leave London that you want to bring with you, I need you to tell me so we can put it on your character sheet now.
hmm
Um, anything that you think that you can get elsewhere, like when after you guys rent the car and you guys are riding, anything that you guys think that you can get out there,
hmm
um, that's fine. I will say like camping gear and things like that will already be on the ship,
hmm
so we'll just say that that's there. But if you want any weapons,
Right.
within reason, I feel like I need to say that within reason.
I can't have like a
Tanks,
cannon.
yeah, no, cannons will not fit on this yacht. I'm sorry, there are no
A
places
proper
to put them.
mortar
oh,
should. Let's just start mortaring. We'll shell the ritual sites.
No,
Well, what about
I'm
like a
just gonna say no
bazooka?
to that. No. So within reason, if there's any weapons that you want, if there's any kind of gear that you want, med kits, anything that you would not already have on you. So like there's a couple of you that have cameras.
hmm
You already have that. But like if there's
Right.
something specific that you want that your character would not already have on you based on your profession or hobbies, that you cannot or you don't think you'll be able to get once you're on the ship,
Yeah.
you need to do it before you leave. So that being said, before next session, I need you to tell me. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that you don't have it.
hmm
like pulpy
Yes, John.
romance novels.
Yes, if you would like to get filthy romance novels, you will
Filthy.
absolutely, yeah, absolutely, like just completely smutty. Um,
Yeah, I think I
So,
think I think Priscilla's a little bit of a freak. It's fine.
I feel like she
uh,
already has that on her though.
She's gonna get it. She's gonna buy it because she wants to read something. She's gonna be bored on this
No, but I would
trip.
say I feel like she already has at least a couple of them.
She has it too. She needs to get more though because she's a fast
That's
reader.
that's fair.
I
That's
know if
absolutely
anything,
fair.
I'm gonna probably want to buy myself a change of clothes a little bit.
I'll
Oh
let
yeah, I
you
need some
know.
clothes.
I don't
Um,
want to. No, I'm not gonna bother stopping at my flat. I mean, we've already hit the dock,
I
Maybe a
will.
so I'm just
fire
gonna
Um,
go for
extinguisher.
a shopping spree.
Can I get fire extinguisher just for no reason at all?
yeah, just in case.
I'm pretty sure that's already
So
on the
like
boat.
food,
You could get one.
camping gear, stuff like that
Mm,
will already be on the boat. And I'm not gonna like nitpick like when you guys are out.
hmm
Like say you have to like hike a while to get to where this ritual is gonna be.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not gonna nitpick and say, oh well, you don't have enough rations on you. I'm just gonna hand wave that you know how much food you should take with you and you know how to take care of yourself to keep yourself alive. I will say maybe a machete or something like that in case you have
hmm
to like cut
Yeah.
stuff out of the way. not people.
Abernath out of the way.
You paused long enough for me to insert myself. Okay, it's your fault, not mine.
Wait,
No,
what?
no, no. I
Phrase
know
it?
that.
I'm-
I'm pretty
here's
sure
the
most
important
people missed
question.
this. I need everyone to go back in the tape when this hit YouTube. And when Elizabeth mentioned a cutting object, the pure look of joy that came over Katie's face.
Right.
Charlie, you stabbing fiend.
Technically, you can't stab with a machete.
Okay,
You
you
could.
slashing
You
fiend.
just have to try really hard.
You can stab with anything, really.
Yeah,
Uh,
but it's a slashing
You
motion.
put your
Yeah.
heart into it.
I would
Uh,
put someone
I
else's
don't-
heart into it.
there you go. I don't think.
Hey, not
don't
mine.
think-
Don't
Not
do
yours.
it.
And
You are-
we have
you
left
are
the
not
rails
gonna-
completely now.
I don't think Barrett needs anything from London, but he does have a suggestion for the group as a
Mhm.
whole prior to us sleeping for the first time when we get onto the boat.
Okay.
Basically, and I'll just say it now. I think we should have Michael, if you could have a photo shoot taking pictures of Theo, Priscilla, and Charlie. Because you have these supernatural, you're doing supernatural things with their pictures. Theo being the new guy, no offense, new guy, we
Mhm.
trust you, but I want to make sure you're not a monster in disguise. Priscilla
would-
has the,
With the-
No, I think it's a good idea that I'm just going to take pictures of everybody.
oh,
that works
okay,
too.
that's different.
But
was
Priscilla
your-
had the vision, and then Charlie had the dream.
Right. Exactly.
So that's why I was suggesting those three people as at least a priority. also,
I
we did
also, yeah,
We did get that protection sigil
yes.
from the guy in the bookstore. If there's a sailor that can do a stick and poke tattoo, I'm pretty.
I was about to say that.
We
Yeah.
should
I
all get
w-
that before we go to bed.
I will tell you this. That is fine. But it is not a permanent 100% solution. There is still a chance that you will still get visions. There's still weird
Right.
shit's gonna happen, and
Yeah.
while it will protect you a bit, it's not going to be a complete
Oh, yeah.
band-aid for this whole
Yeah.
thing.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah, no,
absolutely.
that,
It
Just
was
because
just, it
it's
was
a
just a
symbol
thought
doesn't
that
mean the old gods care about it.
yeah, it was just a thought that like, because
Least
Charlie
something
had the
else.
dream at 4 a.m. and Jackass McGillicuddy, whose name I cannot remember off the top of my head, who were chasing, pulled up anchor at 4 a.m. as soon as she had the dream.
Uh-huh.
So either Charlie can somehow induce the dream and subconsciously and
Mhm.
gave him a warning. He is hunting us with the dreams and got the warning, or was a complete accident and he still got the warning. I would like to minimize us giving him warnings about what we're doing.
Fair enough. John, what was your question?
I just want to be clear that Abernath is going to be left alone for a little bit, correct?
Absolutely not. Nope.
Nope, completely not. Nope.
Nope.
Somebody
Oh,
has to
all
watch
right.
Need a
that man.
bodyguard every single
So-
moment of your life.
No,
I
hold
just,
on.
I just have a couple things I need to pick up, just some ink and some paper, so I can write on the voyage, and
Okay.
then with an appropriate amount of time where I'm left alone.
No, well, hold on. Before we get into that, I will say this: I have built up enough goodwill by doing all the lines about Ollie having died, and you know by
Yeah.
by cultist hands, and calling you a good friend, that I will
So
say
sad.
Barrett does cash in those goodwill points by making sure none of us should be alone right now. We should all make sure we have at least one other person with us at all times
Yeah.
We're not
to
splitting
make
the
sure that we're
party.
prepared.
I am
Yeah,
gonna say, because I know what Abernath is trying to do. I will say, yes, you will get enough time to be able to do that particular thing, and
So
Yeah.
so I just want you to have this visual of, by the time we actually get back on the ship, just a couple of things. Actually, I actually am going to send this to Isabeth.
Okay. Well, while he's
Uh,
typing, one other note I will say is
yeah.
this: as soon as we get on the ship, you guys see Barrett do something he has not done the entire time you've known him. He immediately puts his hair up in a very, very tight ponytail because
Mhm.
you cannot have the waving hair in the wind.
Yeah, no.
And he's very self-conscious about the fact that the scar is now on display and everything like that,
Yeah.
and just trying to avoid everyone's looks as he's just moving around, helping people get things set up and helping the ship
Yeah.
prep.
Yeah, general sailing note, you should have any bit of hair that's long in any way tied up so it doesn't get caught on anything. And you shouldn't be wearing any rings of any kind. That's not anything Michael would know, but I'm sure that's something
Yes.
Barrett would know.
It's a good idea, and you know that we should. It's a good idea.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I know as someone that's been in the Navy, don't have any rings.
Yeah, don't have any rings. That's exactly what I was
That's
talking
why
about.
the stereotype persists about the Navy and like ports and women. Just a thought.
Probably that's probably where it started. I mean, it's what can possibly happen is if a line catches a ring, it'll just rip your finger
Oh,
off.
for sure. No, I absolutely get that. It's the same reason why
So yeah.
like road workers aren't meant
Hmm.
to wear rings. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
my first husband was PennDOT, which is what we call it in Pennsylvania. And he had a tungsten carbide ring because
Hmm.
it doesn't scratch. Like
Hmm.
it's unable to be scratched, but it can be busted if need
Yeah.
be. So it was
Yeah.
a super smart thing for him to have.
Yeah.
And it was also really pretty because it was like dark
Yeah.
gray. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I like
So-
that. Sorry, I
No,
was
go
going to
ahead.
get derailed. Oh no, I'm getting derailed on the ring thing.
Oh,
Go
yeah,
if
no,
you're getting
okay.
actual stuff.
Sorry.
To get us kind of back on track because we're wrapping up. We are going to start our journey next session. We are going to, because this is a very, very, very long journey. Your time at sea is we're just going to kind of fast forward through it.
Gonna have a montage.
Yes. However, I will like to say one thing for you guys to just kind of keep in mind as we kind of move off of this portion of your journey and onto the next. You guys have not really had a lot of time to talk, to kind of build trust, to kind of get to know each other, to share information that you may have, to try to kind of jog each other's memories. And I would really, I kind of would like that on this journey. I feel like you guys are gonna have a lot of
Yeah.
time together. You guys are gonna have, you know,
We're
lots
gonna have
of
a
downtime on the journey.
sleepover.
Yeah,
I mean, my
basically.
life is an open book. I've been nothing but honest and forthright about everything.
Right.
Says
So
every honest and forthright person ever.
What I'm
don't worry
going to
about all the
do,
messages I've sent Isabeth. It's fine. Everything is fine.
what I'm gonna do is I am gonna put together a chart for myself. Anytime, anytime any one of you makes an effort to try to kind of bridge this distrust, anytime you guys try to make an effort to get to know one another, anytime you guys try to share information, ask questions, anything like that, you will roll on this chart and you will get something from me. I wasn't going to tell you that, but I feel like I want to tell you that, and I don't necessarily want you guys to try to take advantage of it and like spend an entire session doing nothing but asking each other questions so you can get bonuses or whatever.
No game chart. Is there a mortar cannon on the chart though? Can I give me like
No.
an artillery piece?
No, this is
By
absolutely
asking
not.
people about.
But I really kind of would like this to be an opportunity, like a couple, a little, like take, 20 minutes out of the session or whatever for you guys to actually like try to figure out what's going on. Try to figure out what information, what do I know? What about me? Why am I here? Try to jog each other's memories, try to share information, just try to get, to build a little bit of that trust so that when you guys do continue this journey, it's less is this person going to stab me in the back. I'm not really talking
I haven't
Abstinence.
stabbed anyone.
Aberneth.
I've only smothered someone with a pillow. I've only thought about shooting someone to create friendship.
Tesla, are
I
you
just
rolling
kind of
handgun
burned
every
down
time
two houses.
Aberneth is sus?
Jesus Christ.
I kind of just want to put that out there so you guys can kind of think about the things that you would want to share with people. Like, what information have I learned that I may not have shared with everybody? What questions do I have about myself that I don't remember? What do I want to try to help somebody else remember? That kind of thing. Like, start thinking about everybody's your characters, your backstories, and what kind of questions would you want to ask somebody else, that type of thing. And I kind of want it to, if you guys are going to make this effort, I would like to give you guys at least a little like bonus or something, whether it's like a couple extra luck points here or there, or like an extra roll or something.
Yeah.
So
A bonus
just kind
die
of
or
keep that
whatever.
in mind. Yeah. And it kind of helps, facilitate role play during this downtime
Yeah.
that you guys are going to have. So keeping that in mind, there will be time for that next session. And we will also dock in Monrovia and do that. So kind of keep in your head, like, is there anything in Monrovia that you want to look for? Is there anything in Monrovia that you may want to do? And you guys have a week to kind of decide what it is that you want to do.
By
So
the way,
yeah,
we have a
that's
Monroeville, Pennsylvania, and it's just like weirding me out every time I say Monrovia.
yeah.
Monroeville.
But yeah,
Very
so
different.
that is where we're gonna end today, unless there's something anybody else wants to do before we break.
Only
As
the
the
thing
boat
that I
pulls out, we all standing there, and we just shove Abernath off into the water.
Absolutely.
Oh,
We'll see
And
your
then
brother.
Barrett
You're
comes
gonna need
to.
Abernath next time now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
do
that's
that,
where we're
you
gonna
will
end off.
learn.
We'll be back next week. I think everybody can be here next week. Is that right?
Should be good for
I
me.
believe so.
Yeah,
Okay.
next week,
So
yes.
yeah, so we'll be back. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll be back next Sunday, same time. We'll do some role play with the characters on the ship, and we will dock
Yeah,
in our
ship make that.
first port, and
Yeah.
hopefully try to unravel
Not
some of this
die.
mystery
Woo.
and not
Yeah.
die. Exactly. Let's not die.
Right.
And not
Yeah.
get
Let's
Abernath.
not.
I should probably
Never
get a
that.
gun.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, and definitely, like
You
I said,
didn't
and
even
I will
die when we
remind
stayed
you.
in the same hotel room.
I will remind you throughout the week if I haven't heard from you, and I'll just kind of poke you. Don't
Yes,
forget to send
please.
me what you
I
want.
will forget.
Um,
100%.
yeah, I'll make sure to poke you. And don't forget to come back tomorrow for another Call of Cthulhu game that is starting. Andrew is running it. Tessin is playing. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to watch. So make sure you come back tomorrow if
No pressure.
if you enjoy Call of Cthulhu. Sorry, I'm just excited about it. I can't wait to watch it.
No, you're fine. I'm
Um,
excited too. So
it's going to be a really good time. But yeah, so we are going to go ahead and end here. Thank you to all the players. Thank you for everybody watching. Thank you. There's a couple of new people that I saw that popped in. So thank you for stopping by and watching and following. I appreciate it. And everybody have a good night.
Night, everybody.
Right.
Bye.
Pleasant dreams.
Jesus Christ.
Oh God.